am going to tell you a little secret, and it's that you do not stand out online by being more flashier, louder, or honestly, being more polished in today's digital age. Now, if you want to stand out online, especially now in the current landscape of the online space and personal brands, creators, and thought leaders, all of that stuff, you are actually going to have something to say. Now, let me explain that a little bit further because having something to say and saying it really loudly, they're two different things. And what I mean is what we really want to hone in on are your opinions, your experience, and your story. Those are three things that people are connecting with these days. And honestly, since like the beginning of time. And it's not just about how things look aesthetically. I mean, check out this mess that I have over here of my second desk. Most people might not want to put that up on the internet, but it was either film with a mess or don't film at all. And I chose to film because I wanted to get this video out. So if you want to stand out online, then keep watching because I'm going to share 3 tips on how to actually do it without needing to be any louder. Before we get started, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Cassandra, and I am a retired marketing agency owner turned marketing consultant and personal brand strategist. I'm also a creator sharing content on productivity, planning, and journaling, all to help you live a more intentional life without selling your soul. Basically, without selling your soul to the algorithms and without selling your soul to work. Anyways, let's get back into these tips. The thing that I see most often when people start trying to build their personal brand or just show up more online is that they get caught up in the how. And when I say that, it really is like how they're going to create content. They're trying to figure out hooks. They're trying to figure out trends. They're trying to figure out the new editing style. And all of that stuff ends up making you sound the same or honestly look the same as everybody else online. What you really need to be doing first is figuring out what your perspective is and what your message is. What are you actually trying to say? Not necessarily how are you trying to say it. Your perspective can be made up of things like what you believe about your industry, what you believe about your craft, what you believe to be true or not true, even what pisses you off. All of that is your perspective to actually create messaging that stands out from the crowd because now instead of focusing on, ooh, what's this next viral trendy hook? Or, oh, what's everybody doing these days? You are staying focused on what you want to say and what you believe or honestly don't believe in. All of that stuff creates a deeper connection than if I just came out here and tried to get a hook on you all. Now, I'm not saying that hooks are not important. They are because unfortunately that's just how, the brain works these days and how content is. But I would say don't focus on the hook in the beginning. What you really want to focus on is what your actual perspective is. Tip number 2 is standing out really comes from 2 things. And I'm going to be kind of bold here and say 2 things only. The first one is having an opinion. What it is that you like, what it is that you don't like, what your values are, what you stand for, what you don't stand for, and actually being brave enough and being courageous enough to say it out loud. That is going to really help you stand out. Number 2 is having real experience, not just theory, not just like information that you read in a book or a TikTok video that you saw and you're just regurgitating information again, especially in the age of AI where it's so easy for AI to just give us information now and education or whatever it has looked up or searched the interwebs for. What people really want is to hear real life, nuanced experiences. And yes, you can share theory all you want, but if you don't have wisdom and experience to back it up, the information is just going to fall flat because honestly, we can go to Google for that. And now we can go to tools like ChatGPT to just get our answers. What we really want to hear about is how this theory played out in your life and the experience and the lesson that you learned from it. And honestly, y'all, I'm gonna say this just as a reminder for myself as much as it is for you. If you want real experience, that means you gotta stop consuming content online and go out and actually do stuff. Yes, find inspiration and scroll whenever you need to scroll. I'm not saying I don't doom scroll, but if I want real experience, I have to get off my phone and get off my laptop and get off the internet searching for inspiration, motivation, or whatever it is, and just actually get outside and do the thing so I have real life experience to share with you all. The real trick here though with those two things is when you combine them, it is actually sharing content online that really makes an impact. It is sharing content online that actually creates connection instead of just regurgitating information. What we are all looking for in the current digital landscape is some more realness. We do not want to be reading any more ChatGPT AI generated pieces of content because it's just boring. What we want to hear about is your experience, your knowledge, and maybe a spicy. Now, if you're watching this and you're like, Cassandra, yeah, this all sounds great. Love it. Love this idea. How do I figure out what opinions I actually have and if I have any relevant experience to even share to the world? Let me just say, and I've told this to a lot of my personal brand clients, that you have a lot of story and experiences to share with the world. You just might have to do some digging to figure out what those actually are. And I'm going to share a journaling exercise with you that I call your story and then all of the petite stories that you have within these stories. I'm going to put that up on the screen next so you can pause the video, screenshot it, do whatever you want with it, and take some time to just journal and explore those because trust me, I am pretty sure you have a lot of stories and a lot of opinions to share. You just have to do some digging to figure out what they are. And I also want to say that even if you are new in your career or if you feel like you are a beginner or a newbie, yes, you still have stories to share, even though you feel like you are a noob. Trust me. Final tip for you all to help you stand out online. And let me just say that this is probably not going to be like the most typical personal branding advice, but I think it's totally true and more people should be talking about it. It's that personal branding is really like an inner journey to self-awareness, to self-acceptance, dare I say, to self-love. So if you want to stand out more online, then stop trying to chase viral trends, stop trying to figure out the next catchy hook, stop trying to, overthink every single little thing. The easiest thing that you can do to help you just start making more impact with whatever you share online is to get really clear about your values. What is your message? What are your opinions? What are your goals? What is it that you actually want to change within your industry or within this group or whatever it is? That is real personal branding, y'all. Personal branding is not just for shits and giggles to get a promotion or to get your name featured in a prestigious media outlet or to get invited to speaking engagements or whatever else it is. I mean, yes, all of those things are amazing, and I have gotten invitations for those because of my personal brand. But honestly, I feel like real personal branding is a journey to self-discovery and self-love. Ooh, and yeah, is this life advice in a personal branding video? Maybe, but honestly, I think it's so true. Once you get started on a personal branding journey, you'll see that it really takes a lot of guts, a lot of courage, a lot of bravery to dig into these stories, to get honest about what you want to see and what you are unhappy about and what you want to change, and then even more bravery and courage to share it. If you want to learn more about how to express your brand with intention, how to build a true to you personal brand, one where it doesn't require you to sell your soul to social media or to the algorithms or to your job, and one that actually allows you to show up more intentionally and to live more intentionally in your life, then make sure to subscribe to this channel because that is what we explore every single week. Well, almost every single week whenever I publish a video. All right, y'all, I will see you in the next one.